back because I used to get in that thing. I used to have a whole system.
Oh, I'm sure
my system used to be like this.
I'm sure you was real.
Headphones.
You just
yeah,
right in it like that.
I had to ease my way in.
Yeah, no, I had to get on the chair first.
Feet.
I had to get on the chair first. The little stool. I put a stool in that. First of all, I'm short as a bitch, so y'all ain't about to play me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you want that water be right into.
Hey yo, first, hold up, time out. I didn't ask for y'all 2 cents.
Water right.
Oh, I didn't ask for it today.
And the 2 feet pulled.
Right.
Oh.
She's standing up,
that was
drowning.
corny. It's all right. What you like 5?
Feel of the week, Janae.
Come over y'all today. What a
How you feeling, bro?
Oh God. Oh well. Y'all make me sick.
That was funny.
You're big in spirit though.
Huh?
You're big in spirit and heart.
Bro, I'm 10 feet tall. Stop playing with me.
You are. You are.
If I heard you on the phone, I would have thought you was just. If I ain't never seen you. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then I walk in. I look like I'm Kevin Hart.
Walk in with you.
Kevin Hart funny though. Yeah. I ain't got money.
Yeah, well, I
got money.
I need the money.
It's coming, bro.
Oh man. Yeah. Hold on, let me backtrack.
That's what backtracking look like.
Mm-hmm. Yo, another great day to have a great day, yo, for real. How y'all feel after this week, man?
Whew. Go ahead.
I feel a little yellow. Like if you got the red light, green light, yellow light. It's a little yellow this week.
Okay.
For me. It's a little.
Where did that come from?
Cause
wait, what?
I don't even know. What? I was thinking about like, you know, you got the doctor's office as a child and you got the little faces
you
on
went
the wall.
back.
I know. I'm just like, that's how I'm feeling. You ask me how I'm feeling, bro. That's how I'm feeling.
Wait, aggressive.
She wore her Virginia Union jersey and going
very aggressive today. Wow.
Okay, Union. Okay.
Apparently, you just tucked in like you about to go hoop now.
Like, you know, I had to do it like the other day.
Golly. Okay,
well, put this joint on the
all right, well, let me move out the way for you box me out because you ain't about to do that.
No bull. I'm right here.
I'm all right, yeah.
I'm right here.
We on the
Stay over
team,
here,
bro. We ain't in practice. You good? It's game time right now.
Oh my God. How you feeling?
Well, my birthday is coming up.
Hello. Hey.
I'm excited for my birthday.
How old you turning, bro?
31.
Come on now.
And you know what I'm saying? 31. So
come on now.
I'm about to switch it up.
Child, please.
I'm about to switch a whole bunch of things up. I enjoyed my 30. I was still technically in my 20s. So you know, it's hard to explain, but I'm about to be
When you turning it up, what we doing?
Oh yeah, I can't really talk much. You know, I'm just.
I can't really talk much.
I just show. You know, what I'm saying?
Have my people call your people.
I'm
weak at y'all, yo. So for me personally, I'm over cicadas.
Oh yeah,
100% over cicadas.
That's all you hear when you outside.
That come outside, they getting it in.
They been all on my
5:30 in the morning.
Hey, y'all be smacking them joints on the highway?
Yes,
they be smacking me
like a mug when they fly into the
like how are y'all on the highway, bro? How is cicadas on the highway?
Like the same way deers are at this point, because I didn't see one come
on
the highway.
They like airborne deer.
Literally, I be driving like just like you. I be driving. One hit my car so hard the other day. Some said bloop. I said, oh, I had to get out the way like it was coming in the car. I was like,
I be driving like this. If it's a road I know deers, I be like this driving.
Right, you just never know when them joints gonna leap out.
You on the
whole car be messed up.
Hey man, yeah, I'm definitely over cicadas. They can go today, literally. You know,
we got to the end of the month though, right?
Yeah, man, I can't wait that long. I can't wait that long, and then that's literally all you hear. Oh my goodness,
say they be screaming. I really
they
haven't
do
heard
scream.
Them
they do scream. I heard one.
Oh, that's when they getting it in.
I heard one scream a few days ago. I had like,
they mating.
Listen, I had kicked one. It was like,
I'm sorry, it was what?
It was screaming. I kicked one. It was screaming, and I was like, cause I was with. I was with somebody and I was like, wow, I did not know cicadas like scream. They was like, yeah, like this is my first
Did y'all
time.
see the little meme though? When it was like every morning I wake up, this is what I hear. They be like, hey.
First of all, whatever parts of town y'all be on, I'm not coming. Because if y'all kicking cicadas and that thing kicking back, I don't want it. If it's singing, if it's hollering, if it's harmonizing, none of that. I don't want to be no parts of that.
Them thing is crazy.
No, that's crazy. On top of the cicadas, the weather is bipolar as hell.
I can tell.
Yeah, you see, this how
you gotta be prepared.
Little fall, a little bit of summer.
Yeah. Y'all can have the legs though. Y'all can get the leg. This leg action gonna give it to you. But these arms though, they under construction. Okay, gotta get my shoulders
lovely
right.
knees.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I don't look like what I've been through. Hello. Hey man, well listen, it's been a great week, and of course we read our comments, and we thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you all.
Thank you for holding us accountable. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for the negative feedback and the positive feedback.
Come on, talk
we
about
love it. We love everything.
Yes, talk about it.
Tell us what we need to
something.
work on. You know what I'm
Say
saying? I don't
something.
care what it is. I can take criticism. We can take criticism.
I'm gonna tell you just like Toby did. Try Jesus.
Don't try.
Don't try me. Cause I throw hands. With that being said, somebody asked us about Sue Bird, who was her comparison.
Oh yeah.
Would you like to address
I
that?
definitely
was
said that. So my Sue Bird comparison, I would say toward the NBA, it's gonna be Steve Nash or Jason Kidd.
Okay,
I think Sue
not
Bird,
Shaq.
Wait, what? Where did that come from?
No, yeah, I'm playing.
Whose man's is
Yeah,
this?
Sue Bird. I got Jason Kidd or Steve Nash. Maybe
Right.
I might even lean more to Steve.
Okay,
I love Steve.
we'll
man.
go with
That's
that.
my
too.
Do you think Sue is gonna coach like Steve?
I don't know. Maybe she will down the road. She's just holding on.
Yeah.
She's just hanging in there.
Yeah.
But
She on her LeBron right now.
I'm trying to tell you, I don't know what treatment she's on, but I need it.
Yeah.
Okay.
she
Whatever her
getting
plan
all of
is,
that.
holler at me. Let me know. Okay.
she getting all that.
Suing birds.
With these comparison talks that we typically have, question came up from Princess Little Sister. Shout out to Nay.
Shout out Janae.
Yeah. Gave us our
Paying
topic.
attention.
Our main topic for the day. Really excited about that, and we do take your advice. And so, with that being said, ladies, the question that was posed was, why do people watch more collegiate women's games than they do the WNBA? Saw that question and thought I lost a breath. Not gonna lie.
I thought it was such a great question. Too,
Yeah.
for real.
I think
Good one.
for me, y'all know me. I had a love-hate relationship most recently with the game of basketball. I'm just now getting to a place where I can watch the sport without feeling some type of way. So I can honestly say I have not seen as many college games. Only reason why I was really starting to watch them now recently is because of Dawn Staley. Not gonna lie. So yeah, like I haven't seen. I can't lie and say I have seen a lot of college games, but that's because of my past and how everything else kind of
bitterness.
Yeah, I ain't gonna
call
hold
her
it.
bitter. Call her trauma. It was trauma.
Trauma. That's
Yeah.
a better
Okay.
choice of words
I'm not.
for it.
I'm not. I'm not. I hold on to
Well,
that.
I said I think it's sensitive, but yeah. I mean, I went through a different,
Yeah.
experience that I wouldn't watch like no NBA, no football or anything like that.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was attached to something else.
Yeah.
So I get it. So
Yeah, and I think for me it was like now, when the question hit, it made me go back and think like, was I watching the games before all of that happened? But I held that grudge for 10 years to the point that I didn't even know what channel ESPN 2, 3, 10, 12, 15. I don't care. I didn't know. I wasn't watching. Like, so
now look at you though. You did a whole Black History Month, John.
Crazy,
with
right?
different African American
Yeah.
athletes.
Crazy,
Like,
right?
that's dope. I love that.
That's growth.
Crazy,
lit.
right?
We
Purpose
do a
beyond
whole
sports.
sports
Yeah.
podcast and we talk about
I know, right?
basketball.
Right.
That's growth.
This is therapy
Look
for
at
me.
you.
Y'all don't
Yeah.
understand. This is
Right.
really therapy for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Can't
Why
stay away
we got
too
the-
long, bro. Glad
should've-
you back.
No more poppers.
I know, right?
No more
we need some
poppers.
poppers.
If y'all
All
don't
right.
know, watch episode 10. So let's figure this out real quick. Let's see what we can come up with. Why don't people watch the WNBA as much as they watch the collegiate women's basketball games?
So you can go ahead, P, because I'm going to actually pull up some information.
Oh, that's a bad. All right, so for me, primarily, they're not watching WNBA games as much as they are with college games. I think it's primarily because of the advertising and the times of the games.
Okay.
Like, even on the weekends, and they're promoting, the women play at this time, the men play at this time. It's, like, stacked up. Like, WNBA games, like, unless you, like, pull up the team schedule for real, you're not just going to go find it on ESPN for real. Like, I don't feel like it's marketed as well. Or the times when they are playing. I feel like they don't really have any legit prime time,
Selection,
when they're airing. Yeah, like, so that's how I feel. Like,
I think the other thing too, even though the like how we mentioned this before, when they call the NBA games, they don't say the franchises, they say the player of the franchise, and then they say the franchise name versus this player. So it's literally becoming, oh, I gotta see KD versus Giannis.
Versus Giannis, yeah.
Right? So, and then, they just so happen to play for the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks. And, in the same breath, you could always say, Chicago, well, you could always come back and be like, Candace Parker and the Chicago Sky take on Tina Charles and the Washington Mystics, right? So there's ways to make this stick, right? Because at the time, like when Christy was playing everywhere, like you heard Christy Tolliver's name, right? And so now she's playing with the Sparks. It's kind of like you got a whole lot of different people that's balancing the Sparks right now. It's the twins, right? It's Nneka and Shanae, right? So I think for me, like the names are growing in the collegiate side more, but there's also that conversation piece of, when March Madness happens, that's technically the first time people get to see some of these players that play. That's men and women. I can't even lie. However, it's more women than it is men, because we talked about this offline. Most of the time, you don't even see, the first time you see a female basketball player that's dope is that McDonald's All-American tournament.
Right.
And that's the first time you've ever heard of her. And then you probably never hear about her again.
Because with guys, I'm not going to lie, like, I literally go on YouTube and type in certain high school players. Like, I don't do that with the girls. I don't know who to look out for. Right. Man, I'm like, oh, yeah, let me Sierra K and LeBron's son and Amari Bailey. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like,
and it's not that you're not looking for it.
Yeah.
You just don't know who to look for.
Exactly.
And I think do you think that's because, like, okay, let's pose it like this, right? Because, and of course, we're not utilizing the male versus female comparison. We're just kind of giving context at this point. My question becomes, do you think if Zaire was not Dwayne's son that we would know of Zaire?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Do you think if Bronny wasn't LeBron's son that we would know?
No. Okay. Not knocking either one of their talents, but
you wouldn't get all the media that you're getting with it, though.
Here's the reason why I asked that question, right? So last episode, and in my series that I've done with Purpose Beyond Sports, I talked about Yolanda Laney, right? And then in the last episode, I also talked about Benaja Laney. Benaja plays for the New York Liberty, as we've mentioned before, but the story of Yolanda is not told like it is with D-Wade, like it is with LeBron. Point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so maybe if we knew who the parent was and the family tree they came from, then okay, she has a daughter that's dope as hell. I mean, getting buckets, right? Like she was most improved player last year.
Even Shaq's daughters are like not even overly like
hype,
taunted. Yeah, it's like I know who they are. I know who they are because I follow the Suns, but other than that, it's like.
But Sharif is.
That's a good point.
Meanwhile, his daughter goes to the same school.
Yeah.
Daughter goes to the same school, plays in the same athletic program at LSU, and you hear about Sharif. You never hear about
Amira.
That's a clear delineation then. It's male versus female. Like, just.
Now, at that point, you can't say that you don't know how to. At that point, you can't say that you can't do it because you have both siblings at the same school that their father went to. They have the same father. So why is it that, okay, you know, like, and granted, like, of course, I will say it this way. I'm very, very grateful that Sharif has made a full recovery.
Yes, from his heart.
I think he had that transplant or heart surgery.
Heart surgery, yeah.
Yeah. And he didn't know if he was going to ever play basketball again. Mm-hmm. Like, they didn't know. They did not know. I mean, he had a heart strain that was something serious. Wow. Mm-hmm. And so for him to be able to, you know, lace back up, play again.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm.
That's a whole different type of ball game of story around your legacy, right? But at the same token, and of course I don't drift to be ignorant or bypass it because, you know, bro really is doing his thing. Is there something that the collegiate player woman-wise should be doing? Because, you know, we didn't have this popping Instagram, TikTok, and all that where we could create our own custom.
Doing it.
You know what I'm saying?
They had like their social media accounts are going crazy. Like they're averaging likes and stuff like that as if they have blue checks and all that stuff at this point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like as far as the college athletes go, what the difference between them and the WNBA is that young players are not looking for what WNBA team they want to play for. They're looking at what college I want to go to, and they go from there as far as watching the WNBA as far as a player that they really liked in college. Yeah, but I want to say college is mostly looked at because at the same time, like, we're recruiting on what school we want to go to and things like that. But Zaya Cook was the one who actually had made the post on Pass the Ball Instagram. It says, why is it that people love to watch women's college basketball but don't watch the WNBA? So a WNBA player had commented and said, it's harder to find us. The NCAA is bolstered by Title IX, meaning they are highlighted and aired. The WNBA, which is getting better, does not get the same airtime. Product is there, media is not, as we've discussed.
Yeah, for sure.
Then another comment says, because it's a young, fast league. Unfortunately, the WNBA refuses to make it a young, fast league. So how do you all feel about that?
I totally disagree with that statement because
it's
it's like you take all the best high school players and then they go to the top schools in the country, right? So now you got people that's coming off of NCAA championships and stuff, like Breanna Stewart coming out and Sabrina Ionescu coming out and everything. Then you're taking all of the top players from college and then they're going to the WNBA. And you got people coming from overseas that's coming into the WNBA. So it's like, how is it not like a younger, faster league? Like, how's it faster? I would say it's even more skilled and more competitive. Like, that's a whole nother level.
But the WNBA has players over a certain age. Okay, you know, college is literally 17 through about 21, 22.
I get that. To me, that's
but
like
I'm not going to say that's not a good excuse though.
Yeah.
To me, it's not a good excuse.
Man, bump with that.
I'm like, what?
I'm so lost up that comment because at the end of the day, okay, like, did they lose their speed in between college and the WNBA? I'm confused. Like, young and fast. Okay, when you come into the league, first of all, let me educate this person. I don't even know who this person is. I just hope that you see this episode one day and you kind of marinate on this situation. It would be a young, fast league if we did not have to do 3 years of college before we can even consider being drafted.
That's a good point.
That's a great point.
Yeah. You cannot have a young, fast league. It's safer.
I understand.
WNBA rookies.
That's true, but it's safer for us to actually finish our college education. Yeah,
because you gotta have something to fall back on.
Right now it is, but let's go.
Right now, yeah.
Right now it is. Though. But at the same token, you don't have there's nobody out here saying, okay, well, we got 12 teams, let's go buy this, let's go buy another market real quick. We already know we got an NBA team, let's go put a WNBA team in that same market so that way we'll have an expansion situation. There's nobody sitting here saying, oh, let's have a WNBA G League so that way they can go in after their freshman year and figure out not only how to make their money and then get drafted or they come up. They don't have to go overseas. They can play stateside and still do G League. There's nobody sitting here saying, okay, well, this kid kid at 19 years old can ball. Literally, everybody last year said Paige Brooks, I think is her name is.
Paige.
And what's the other girl? I can't even think of the other girl name right now. I'm so mad at this comment. That they sitting there talking about that they could have been the number 1 draft pick, 1 and 2. 1-2 punch out of this year's draft.
That's so true.
And what you expect? So the young fast league can't happen until we can dial back. We have more ownership opportunities. We have more expansion teams. We have ways to keep our players from not being able to go overseas when the season starts, and they still can't get back while the season has even started to play.
We need more teams. Period.
We do definitely need more teams, and then once you get that established, then we can maybe start to think about a WNBA, G League, and stuff like that. But we only got 12 WNBA.
We need more teams. That was one of the comments as well. Like WNBA is like they're playing the same team every other day.
Yeah,
which is true.
But it's not even like they just going overseas playing for different teams. They was out there doing 3-on-3 tournaments.
Yes,
it's not even a whole.
They out there doing the big 3.
They was dogging.
They out there doing the big 3.
They weren't at their home teams because they're competing in 3-on-3 competitions.
Childless.
Yes, bro. It's tough. That joint is sweet, but still, it's just the fact that that's what they doing, and now they're all coming back and like ready to start the playoffs. But like you weren't even there for most of the season because you making money over here doing this. 3-on-3,
she is not letting this go.
3-on-3.
It's the
Look at her face. Yes.
Bruh.
Yes.
I think for
3-on-3.
3-on-3.
That's a shirt. 3-on-3.
No, for real.
That's a shirt.
I'm stuck right now.
Yeah, no,
I mean, because at the end of the day, like, I mean, while I get that, you know, the reason why you have the likes of a developing situation happening with a Ja Morant who ain't even hit his prime yet and going crazy, like a Donovan Mitchell who ain't even hit his prime yet and going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many different people, like a Luka Doncic. Like, there's so many different people that are under the age of 25, a Trae Young, that can come in and develop and still have their entire prime in the NBA. And you can say that the NBA is in good hands if LeBron retires tomorrow, if KD is gone tomorrow, if Giannis is gone tomorrow. You still have Trae Young, you still have Donovan Mitchell, you still have Luka Doncic. I'm probably missing somebody. I know I am. I'm missing a whole bunch of Ja Morant. I'm missing somebody else, but it's too many people that can be developed. LaMelo Ball, like it's so many different people that can be developed over time in their first 3 years, that by the time they hit 4, 5, and 6, the prime is happening and they've already developed. It made me sick at this point. Okay, I think we have come to the conclusion that's not a freaking reason. Okay, it's not a reason at this point. So at this point, you know, and you brought up in the last episode too about Nike's commercial. You want to tell it, bring that back real quick?
Yeah. So Nike's commercial was stating that the only problem with the WNBA is that you're not watching.
And I think
it also matters when they earn it too.
And I was going to go back to your statement that you made earlier because NBA playoffs are in right now. They have this new play-in thingy that's happening. This little play-in tournament. Let me not be disrespectful because it's making me mad. Okay, I'm mad.
It's just everything's overpowered.
I'm mad at this episode. Okay. So matter of fact, I think that's the daggone title. I am mad.
I'm mad.
So the situation that happens with this play-in tournament, right? It gives the teams an extra opportunity to not feel like they lost. First of all,
he playing for 9th place though.
This is terrible. Okay, like, I'm with LeBron. Whoever came up with that need to get fired. Like if you lose, you lose.
I was ready to comment, but I don't even feel like getting into all the NBA shit.
Yeah, I don't want
you know what I mean?
Like we can't.
I got you. I'm sorry. I deviated. My bad.
No offense, I might find a WNBA husband though.
With that being okay, so with
no offense, just in case one of you rich NBA trying to be my baby father. I need $200,000 a month for child support.
Oh my God. I can't.
$200,000 a month.
What?
Blake Griffin is paying $250K.
For what?
A baby.
Child support.
Good God have mercy. That boy need to keep flying
I'll
high as
take
much
that.
as he can. Like, okay.
I'll take that.
Meanwhile, somebody get this man to jump over a car again. Like, he needs it. So, okay, I bring up the play-in tournament because of the fact that those 2 weeks that they've added in extra is also conflicting with the time frames that you would possibly able to know about a WNBA game. At first, that did not exist. The NBA season would be ending right when the WNBA was coming in to an actual like the beginning half of the season.
Right.
So it's like maybe around game like maybe 5 or 6 of the WNBA season is when the play-in tournament is happening now. So when you come into the situation of saying, when should we see it? You have playoff games that are happening right now in the NBA that are Monday to Sunday or Sunday to Saturday. Let me say it that way. So what would be the perfect time to actually watch a game for the WNBA?
To me, I think it should be the off night because sometimes they have them back to back, but then sometimes they got a break in there. Like they'll still play their games too. That's not going to always be perfect.
But the WNBA schedule is made before the NBA playoff schedule.
Yeah, so
that is a good point.
Well, they're going to have to figure something out.
They need to stop playing at the same time.
Okay, so then
that too, but I think it needs to be on the off night, like especially like your premier teams. Like you got the Storm killing it right now. They've been killing it. The Wings is killing it. Chicago Sky killing it. Like these primetime teams in the WNBA, they need to have the off night 7 o'clock on the weekends.
But
like,
what is the off night?
I know. Like
I'm curious.
Like the night in between the games when they're like,
but so you saying like in the regular
games
season,
Mondays and Wednesdays.
So you saying in the regular season, but most of the time our game starts right when the playoffs are coming. If that play-in tournament was not happening, it would still be regular season games.
No, I get
so
what
technically,
you're saying.
So that's the reason why I'm saying what would if their playoff games are happening Sunday to Saturday, they're playing Monday through Friday. They're playing like anywhere from 5 o'clock to about 7 o'clock to like midnight.
They're not playing every single day though.
In the playoffs?
Not like now. No, they're not playing every
like
single day.
It'll be one day nobody's not playing.
Yeah, that's
like they'll play 2 games today. It won't be one. It won't be a game tomorrow. Yeah, then it'll be 2 games.
Like, I promise y'all, I really.
Sometimes they had them back to back though, especially this year because I think the whole COVID thing with the schedule and stuff is weird. But all I'm saying is the off night we take it. Give us that 7 o'clock. That's us.
Not every day.
Okay, somebody got to point me in the direction of the off night because I promise you, I have not seen an off night.
It is off nights.
They have a night that it's not a specific. Yeah, it's not specific.
Oh, I don't doubt what y'all saying. I'm saying for me, I felt like for the last 2 weeks, I have seen nothing but basketball.
Because these series have been like some end faster than the others, so it's just like you can't.
Okay, so you could so when they end faster, then you could just tap in a time right there. Okay, I get that. I see that.
You do want the schedule to be planned out in advance, but at the same time, I feel like we're just
gotta get in where you fit in.
Exactly. So if it's available, take it, jump on it.
But I've watched like softball and stuff on like ESPN and like in
right at the first take.
But it's like in between the games though, they'll go to like during a commercial, during a break, they'll go to another game, like highlight another game that's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we don't even have that or a WNBA network.
Right.
I don't think that's gonna happen for a second because we're just now starting to get sponsors. I mean, think about it. Like I was watching a game the other day, and all of a sudden it said the NBA playoffs sponsored by Chipotle. I was like, well, damn, we eat Chipotle. Like, I was sick.
Right, y'all don't want to feed us.
Y'all, we don't eat Chipotle. Y'all discriminate.
Even
I ain't wear a belt today. I was.
But like even not just a WNBA network, but like back comparing it to collegiate sports, I think it'd be dope to have a women's basketball channel, period, where it's WNBA games, the women's college games. Like you could even put the women's like top high school games and stuff on there when it's like they playoffs where you got the number 1 All-American that's coming out going to UConn, play for Oriema. You know what I mean? Like it could just be a whole channel that's for women's basketball. I think that would be dope because you got NBA TV. And I think you mentioned before like how the WNBA games are on NBA TV. Yeah. Also requiring you to get a subscription.
Right.
Yeah.
Same
thing. Where is that going to?
Women's
NBA
basketball.
Actually,
it is.
And now they actually streaming on Amazon Prime. So if you have a Prime account, you can actually go watch the games on Amazon Prime. But some people don't have that app on their phone. So I feel like it's making great strides, but it's still making it harder to see the games. Like for a person, ABC. The person's going, but people that's not used to, people that's not really like a person like myself, like I'm not a streamer. I'm gonna be honest. I've never watched, like while everybody be like Netflix and chill, I'm still watching other shows on regular cable TV networks. Like, I mean, I'm just saying. Like, so for some people that don't watch, I'm probably one of the 100,000.
I don't lock into nothing. Like, people are, what you watching? I don't know nothing about nothing, so I feel you on that.
Yeah, still, I think it's still making it harder for a person to be like, yo, I want to watch the game, because technically, when you go into the WNBA, when you go into the ESPN app, if you have ABC7, like I know for a fact on one of the networks, like Verizon, right? If you have, or is it Xfinity, one of the two, if you have the app and and for your television and you log in on your phone, ABC7 in the DC area is the channel. And they don't have the way you can watch it on the go. But if you have the ESPN app, you can log in with your TV provider and literally click the top of the screen and watch the game live from the ESPN app.
Oh, yeah, that's how I do it.
So why can't that happen on the regular ESPN app for the WNBA games?
I think it's primarily the time. Like, you're probably not sitting down ready to watch the game. You know what I mean? Like, it's a time where it's, you know. Okay, so then that brings me, that brings me to this question. As you all can see, and if you're not watching and you're listening, we have on our HBCU attire, you know. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, this is the best HBCU, the best CIAA school, by the way.
After Union.
Do not let these...
After Union.
Do not let these people poison your brains. Okay.
Shout out Virginia State, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Pulled the scratch and sniff authentic out the cut today.
Okay.
Wear this joint.
Your teammates gonna be like, how did...
my degree came from Elizabeth City State University. My balling experience came from Bowie State. So shout out to both of y'all. That's what's up.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, dang, I wish there was a way I could like pull
both of them.
Cookman into it. But
I want a jersey that's
I
half and half.
Union, so
yeah,
I want a half and half jersey. I think I might get one
that
made.
Would be dope.
Yeah.
Like a Bowie State, Elizabeth City jump.
I'm copying off of that.
I think I might do that.
Yeah, I'm copying that.
So, you know, as we can see, we love our HBCUs. There's nothing like it. The experience that you will get there is one for the books, for sure. Okay?
I loved it.
With that being said, you know, there are some HBCU athletic programs that are thriving, and there are some that are just barely holding on. And my question becomes, because we initially were talking about schools that were Power Fives or PWIs to be exact. HBCUs, I mean, you got to join a black network contract just to get them on TV, like Aspire, right? Like, I mean,
right, yeah.
And I'm not saying nothing's wrong with it, but you're not.
That's too much.
Everybody's not going to be able to hire a Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
They got, just by the grace of God, he said choose Jackson State, right? Eddie George is not going to be able to go coach at every HBCU like he is at Tennessee State. So do we need these professional athletes to come back and coach so that way we get the notoriety?
Just to highlight the school. Because there's a current head coach at Elizabeth City right now for the football team who was a Super Bowl champion for the Washington Redskins, now watch the football team. And, well, the record ain't reflecting, but he famous. He got a ring. What games can we play? I'm curious. Like, what does it take? Because in the same token, you have former players that are coaching on top schools. And nobody heard, for the most part, about Adia Barnes until
just now,
until just now, right? Mm-hmm. No, and then everybody knows about Dawn Staley because she's built the program up,
right?
Right. Seriously. So, and there's so many other different ones, right? Like, nobody was paying attention to Kara Lawson a lot like they should have when she was assistant coach for the Boston Celtics. Mm-hmm. Now she's the head coach at Duke women's basketball program. So, but I named these PWIs. So what happens if there's a person that comes back like a Yolanda Laney who went to Cheney University of Pennsylvania, and she goes and she gets a job somewhere? What does it take, aside from it being prime time and Eddie George, to get an HBCU game played on ESPN, guaranteed at least one game a season? Just one.
So, I don't know. I know, like, certain, like, CIAA schools will play against a Division I school for an exhibition game, just for money purposes. But I feel like what people don't understand is, like, a lot of players at HBCUs either weren't highly recruited but had the skill set, didn't have the grades, or are transferring from these top Division I schools to these programs. You know, money is an issue.
It is. Very much so.
We're not, highly funded like these other programs are, but I do feel like we probably got to start, like, taking initiative ourselves just to throw awareness. Like, we have these players here. The NFL does a good job, though, with recruiting and like football players from the black schools, though, because I know a lot of guys from black schools that play in the NFL.
I beg to differ, but that's a whole nother episode.
I know one that I went to school with at Cookman, but that's because they like won the championship like 4 years back to back. Like,
I bet.
I wanted to touch on what you said as far as like these professional athletes that were big names when they played in their prospective sports or whatever. For them to come back and like pretty much take these schools under their wing, I think they're also credible when it comes to the athletes. You know what I mean?
I got you.
They seen, they played against, so they're like, you know what?
Oh yeah, that's Eddie George. I'm about to go play with Eddie.
So if they're like, nah, I got this sweet center 6'6", she could do this, she could do that.
Right.
She had an HBCU though, but it's like, you know what? Yeah, so I think it's actually about to be like a crazy trend thing, and I think Deion Sanders is literally pioneering this whole movement.
He is,
and I think it's necessary, and that's what needs to happen in a sense, though.
I think at the same token, though, like that probably could happen if women's sports was elevated, because there's a lot of dope female basketball players that either one were the WNBA was not formed when they were playing and they had to go play overseas.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But they would be great head coaches, but you don't know about them. And so when you get a person that gets hired as they come in and like, I because matter of fact, and I think her name is Tanisha, head coach at Elizabeth City, for women's basketball. And I apologize if I'm butchering your name. I charged to my head and my heart. But I believe she played in the WNBA. She was the head coach at, or assistant head coach at Central. Gotta get me wrong. I want to check my facts. I'll bring it back to you. But now she's the head coach, right? She has WNBA experience. Like, she has professional experience, and she's like killing with the marketing. She's on TikTok. Awesome. She's on IG Reels. She's being expressive as a coach. Awesome. She's having like regular conversations on lives and stuff, and she has like this coach's corner and things of that nature. Sometimes it has to be, the coach may have to build up their name after the game, like a Kenny Smith from Inside the NBA. We know Kenny now because of Inside the NBA. Ain't nobody gonna tell you when Kenny was playing. Like, it ain't gonna be a whole lot of people that's gonna tell you when Kenny was playing. Let's be honest. Like, Kenny's gonna say he has probably more fame in his days now as an analyst than he probably did as a player. And it's not to say that he wasn't a good player, but now it's like there's a whole rebrand that was able to rebuild him, and now you're learning more about Kenny Smith, the basketball player, because he's a great analyst.
Yeah, we would have forgot about Charles if he wasn't on.
Come on now. Like, he'd just be another part of the
I wouldn't have forgot about him, but it's like,
I'm about to say,
I don't think it'll be a forgotten point. I'll say come on now, but
it's not a forgetting point, but it's like,
he ain't gonna be talking about it because of the ring situation. That's the main conversation that will probably be brought up.
But Charles is Charles.
But Charles, I'm not saying we're not saying he's gonna be forgotten, but we're saying like we know who Charles. We know Charles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
But Chuck got more clout as the analyst now.
for us, like it brings
for
more
our
awareness to the
generation, I'll say
younger
that way.
generation
Okay.
of Charles.
For our generation,
saying.
you know what I'm saying? But for like
Yeah.
that Patrick Ewing generation,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They sitting there looking like, all right, well, that's on y'all. Y'all crazy because Chuck was getting buckets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and had it not been
Like
for
that.
MJ, he probably would have a few rings. Like,
Right.
let's be honest. So, but these athletic programs and HBCUs have to go find sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what I'll say it this way. Deion Sanders said something that was so key in his recent interview on a different podcast. And he said, HBCUs technically aren't a part of the NCAA until we do something disruptive. And I'm paraphrasing. He's like, I mean, technically until we like try to go do something, then that's when it's, oh, y'all can't do that. You know, it's against NCAA rules and all this. Since when did y'all care about us? Y'all care about no other time.
Afterthought.
We just a part of it, so that way we got clearinghouse and you can see if the people can play and they got eligibility and all that other stuff. After that, y'all be like, the hell with y'all. Like, what? So he said something that was pivotal to the point that it's like, okay, well, what is it that we can't do or can do? Like, because at this point, like you brought it up, and that's just why I said it's a whole different episode about having players coming to the NFL from, you know, HBCUs. I'm pissed at the fact that we have to create a whole different combine for HBCU players to get recognized. Why can't they go to the regular one?
Yeah, they should.
Oh, really?
But what?
Mm-hmm.
We're creating we have a whole board and all these people that graduated from HBCUs
what?
creating a HBCU NFL combine. Like, ain't that another form of segregation? That's the reason why I said it.
That is.
That's the reason why I said it's a whole nother pod.
That's a whole nother episode.
So I say at the end of the day, I mean, you know, I'm telling you, you gotta sip on that one. That's the one. At the end of the day, we want our HBCUs to be recognized just as much as we want women's sports to be recognized. Yeah. And people don't trust HBCUs because they don't see them. They don't know about them. And here's the other thing I will say, and I promise you, mark my word, I do not care how emotional or in your feelings you get when I say this. Parents, if you went to a HBCU and you not educating your child on a HBCU, then what did you go for?
Exactly. Give me that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be honest. I didn't know about HBCU until I had to go to an HBCU.
Facts.
I didn't know.
Facts.
Been black my whole life last time I checked.
I was getting letters in the mail from black schools. I'm like, I'm not going there.
Like,
I wanted to go, you know, bigger institution, but Bowie State ran all through my family. I didn't want to go to Bowie, but yeah, I mean, I was familiar, but I still didn't even know what it really was until I went.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the experience of
it.
it.
The
I had no
experience
idea
like
what I was getting into.
My goodness.
That's amazing.
Listen, hold on. Can we just break down the experience of an HBCU real quick? Like, can we just break up
the Cav.
Fried chicken Wednesdays.
The food, Cookman food was a little suspect, but
Woo, child the shade.
I mean, it was, but just the experience of being in the Cav at a black institution, like, don't drop your cup on the ground, bro.
Ooh.
Everybody was like, oh, like all that, like football games,
Lit.
gym jams.
Come on.
What else?
I mean,
Homecoming.
Lit.
Homecoming season about to be crazy this year. They got
Listen.
the whole lineup. I seen it the other day for all
I've never
HBCUs.
been to ODU's homecoming.
Homecoming.
listen, you was coming to my joint when we
Yeah,
was
I came to yours.
Listen.
That's when I knew that was my
Homecoming.
first field. Like, coming to East
Yep.
State was my first field.
Yep.
I was like, oh yeah. I had the time of my life.
I'm telling you, yo, like, even if you only go, like, say, okay, you going for athletics, right? Let's cut to the chase. You going for athletics. If you good, they gonna find you. Period. Like, hands down, if you good, they gonna find you. There's a graphic department in every school. There's somebody trying to be the next shooter of some sort of something that can get your photos, get your videos, get your recaps, and you build out your social media.
Right.
So it don't matter whether you go to UConn or Georgia State, Tennessee State,
right?
Like whatever. Whether they go to Elizabeth City, Virginia State, Virginia Union, don't matter.
Facts.
If you go to any school and you're like that, they're gonna find you.
Great point.
It's just the fact that these institutions still need more money coming to them, and
They're
not getting it because they are HBCUs. I think Bowie just had a whole lawsuit that they won. They're getting like X amount millions of dollars.
They got 500
receiving.
They got $577 million
that they were intentionally keeping from them.
Yep,
That's crazy.
They were taking a part 2 of the part 2 class that you possibly needed that were not offered at black colleges were being offered at a PWI. And they were intentionally moving the programs over there so that way the money would go to the PWIs. Yep. Found it. It was a 10-year lawsuit. They just settled it.
Right.
And they weren't trying to
bring it just to get it too.
Every HBCU in the state of Maryland received $577 million.
Wow. Well, cheers to that.
So I wonder how many more HBCUs will probably get money because their programs are being slighted.
Yeah.
And that's on that. So with that being said, choose your HBCU. You know, hey, you was rude. You was rude for this. You rude for this. You see what I'm saying? Get the custom. Oh man!
In the building, y'all. 2-5 in the building.
That was their record too, y'all. 2 and 5.
Hey,
2-5 in the building. 2-5.
Listen,
and that's how we out. And that's how we out. And that's how we out.
Not that too far.